All right, let's get right into it. You know how it is. So many businesses are pouring tons of time and money into their social media. But when it comes down to it, they have this huge struggle, right? They can't seem to connect all those posts, all those tweets and stories to, well, actual results. We're going to break down exactly how you can fix that.
So I've got a question for you, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Are your social media efforts really paying off? Like, do you know for sure? It sounds like a simple question, but man, the answer can be way more complicated than you'd think.
Okay, picture this. You post something and it just blows up. You hit 10,000 likes. I mean, that feels incredible, right? The whole team's celebrating. You're taking screenshots for the company's Slack. It looks like you've hit the jackpot. A massive success. But then you check the numbers that actually matter. And what do you see? A big, fat zero. Not one single sale came from that viral post. And that right there, that's the exact problem we're digging into today. It's this massive gap between looking good on social and doing good for the business.
And honestly, that problem is precisely why we've got to look beyond those shiny, surface-level numbers. It's time to go way deeper than just counting likes and followers, so we can finally understand what's really going on.
So what even is social media analytics? Well, think of it as the art of finding the story that your data is trying to tell you. Here's an analogy I love. Just counting your likes, that's like standing outside your store and counting how many people walk by on the sidewalk. But true analytics, that tells you who actually walked through the door, what they looked at on the shelves, and, most importantly, what they bought. See the difference? It's the difference between just traffic and real paying customers.
And to really nail that difference down, we need to talk about probably the most important concept in all of social media analytics. It's all about separating the metrics that just, feel good from the ones that do good for your business.
So, on one side of the ring, you've got your vanity metrics. These are the flashy, feel-good numbers: likes, follower counts, impressions. Yeah, they look awesome on a report, but they tell you almost nothing about your bottom line. And on the other side, you've got value metrics. These mean business. We're talking conversion rate, click-through rate, and cold, hard sales revenue. These are the numbers directly tied to your actual business goals.
I think this is the best way to remember it. Vanity metrics? They're a total sugar rush. It's a quick high, feels great for a second, but there's zero substance. Value metrics, though, they're like protein. They build real long-term strength for your business. I mean, think about it. A post with 500 likes that gets you 50 sales is 1,000,000 times better than a post with 10,000 likes that gets you none.
Okay, so that's the theory. But how do we actually put this into practice? Well, this whole mindset of focusing on value, it can literally guide your entire business strategy. Let me show you what I mean. Look, the insights you pull from social media, they are an absolute goldmine for your entire company. I'm serious. Your product team, they can find customer pain points just by reading through the comments. You can pinpoint these tiny micro moments to make the customer experience amazing. Heck, you can even start to predict demand for certain products to help manage your inventory. It goes so far beyond just marketing. And you know what the best part is? Getting started isn't nearly as complicated as it sounds. It really boils down to a simple 4-step process. Step 1, set a clear goal. Just ask yourself, what question am I trying to answer? Step 2, pick your topics and what you're going to track. 3, choose your sources. Where are you looking for this data? And finally, Step 4, analyze it all and report back. That's really it.
This funnel here is a perfect way to see how to apply those value metrics. Because, let's be real, you don't use the same yardstick for every single person at every stage of their journey. So way up at the top, in the awareness stage, yeah, you care about reach. But once you get them to the conversion stage where you want them to take action, now you're looking at things like click-through rate, your CTR. And to keep them coming back, you're tracking customer lifetime value, or CLV. It's all about measuring what actually matters right when it matters.
Now, wouldn't it be great if that funnel was just a nice, clean, straight line? Of course it would. But, surprise, we don't live in a perfect world. The reality is that the customer journey is, well, it's a mess. Think about your own buying habits. You rarely see one ad and then just buy, right? No way. You might see a post on Instagram, which makes you search for the brand on Google. Then you see a TikTok about it, and then maybe a week later, a retargeting ad on Facebook finally gets you to click. This chaotic, all-over-the-place journey, that's what we call the messy middle.
So the big question is, how on earth do you make sense of that mess? The solution has a name. It's called attribution, and it is all about one thing:
Figuring out which of those different touchpoints along that crazy path should get the credit for the sale.
Okay, let's start with the most basic version, last-click attribution. I love this soccer analogy for it. It's like giving 100% of the credit only to the player who scored the goal. Sure, it's simple, it's easy to track, but it completely ignores the amazing teamwork, the assists, the passes, everything that made the goal possible in the first place.
Then you've got a slightly fairer model, which is linear attribution. Sticking with our soccer team, this is where every single player who touched the ball gets an equal slice of the credit. And that's better, right? It acknowledges the whole team, but it's still got a big flaw. It treats a boring little back pass with the same importance as that brilliant, game-changing through ball.
And that brings us to the most sophisticated approach, data-driven attribution. Now, this is like having an AI analyst watch thousands of games, learning exactly which types of plays are the most influential in scoring a goal. It then assigns credit based on that actual impact. It is, by far, the most accurate model. But there's a catch. It needs a ton of data to work its magic.
All right, so you get the concepts, you understand the why, but now for the how. What tools do you actually use to pull all this off? That's the final piece of our puzzle, picking the right tech.
Your first big choice is between native tools and consolidated tools. So, native tools, those are the free analytics built right into each platform. Think Instagram Insights. They're like a super detailed map of one city. Great detail, but you can only see that one city. Consolidated tools, on the other hand, pull everything into one dashboard. They're like a map of the entire country. You get the whole big picture, but as you can guess, they usually cost some money.
Okay, next up is another strategic choice, suite versus stack. A suite is kind of like an all-in-one meal from a restaurant. It's one platform that tries to do everything for you. Super convenient, super simple. But you know the saying, a jack of all trades is a master of none. A stack, though, that's where you go a la carte. You handpick the absolute best of the best tool for each specific job. It's way more powerful, way more flexible. But yeah, it takes a little more skill to get all the pieces working together.
So, here we are at the end of all this, and it really just boils down to one final crucial question. Your social media data is absolutely 100% telling a story. The only question is, are you listening to the right one? Are you listening to the story of value, the one that actually drives your business forward? Or are you getting caught up in the story of vanity, the one that just makes you feel good for a moment? The choice really is yours.